Hello, welcome to Computer Network's online lecture series. Myself Rima Rawal from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Electronics and Communication. In this session, we are going to see the unit Local Area Network, and in this unit, today's topic that we are going to see is Bluetooth. So let's start today's session. So first of all, you all are aware about Bluetooth network connection. In our day-to-day lives, somewhere we have used the Bluetooth data transfer. So in this session, we are going to see how this Bluetooth works, what are the standards for that, what are the applications of it, how Bluetooth architecture is done, what is this basic architecture and structure that we are going to understand in this session. So let's start it. So first of all, let us see the introduction of Bluetooth. So in 1994, the LM Ericsson company became interested in connecting its mobile phones to other devices, for example PDAs, which are called as personal digital assistants, without cables. That means they wanted to connect the mobile devices to other devices or such different mobile devices without using the cables. So they ultimately wanted a wireless communication between the devices. So for that, it together with other 4 companies like IBM, Intel, Nokia and Toshiba formed a SIG, which is called as Special Interest Group, that is a consortium to develop a wireless standard for interconnecting computing and communication devices and accessories using short-range, low-power, inexpensive wireless radios. So for that purpose, all these companies came together to establish such wireless communication protocol or standard for providing the wireless communication. They named this project as Bluetooth after Harald Blatén Bluetooth II, a Viking king who unified Denmark and Norway without cables. So after his name, this project was named Bluetooth. That's why this protocol or this transfer communication protocol is called as Bluetooth. So this was the introduction part of Bluetooth, how it was invented and why the name Bluetooth is given to this communication standard. Now let us see the Bluetooth architecture. So this diagram indicates the Bluetooth architecture structure where different ranges of devices are indicated. Now we all know that the particular device which has a Bluetooth connection has its range. Up to that range only they can transmit the files. So here this dotted line indicates the range of that particular device. Now we know that at the same time one device can only send to another single device. So the device which is sending the files is called as the master device. And the ones who are receiving the data files is called as the slaves. So at one time, only one device can receive the data, which is called as the active slave. So in Piconet 1, as you can see, which is a collection of different such master and slave devices, the active slave is indicated. That means at this time of period, it is receiving the data, which is active slave. And the other ones, which are waiting for receiving the data, are called as the park slaves. So these are the basic 2 active and park slave concepts. Now, there may be a slave device which will be in the region of two different devices. That means two master devices. That is called as the bridge slave. So here the device which comes in the range of two different piconets is called as the bridge slave. Now the master device which is sending the data to the other slave transmits the files wirelessly. That's why this indicates the wireless transmission. Now such different collections of piconet is called as scatternet. So remember that scatternet in Bluetooth is the collection of different piconet structures. Okay. Now let us move to the next Bluetooth application part. We know that Bluetooth is used widely for data transmission for shorter range communication wirelessly. Now in this we are going to see the 13 applications which are called as profile, which are listed here. So this is the table having different Bluetooth applications. First one is generic access. Now this generic access is the procedure for link management. Next is service discovery. Now you know that when you transmit the data, you make your Bluetooth device discoverable. That means the other device can detect that this Bluetooth device is active. So that is called as the service discovery, which is the protocol for discovering the offered services. Next is serial port. This is a replacement for a serial port cable for data transmission. Next, fourth one is generic object exchange. So this defines client-server relationship for object movement. After that, the next is LAN access. This is the protocol between a mobile computer and a fixed LAN cable. Next is dial-up networking, which allows a notebook computer to call via mobile phone. That means this provides a communication using the dial-up network concept. After that, the next is fax. So this allows a mobile fax machine to talk to a mobile phone. That means we can produce the fax using the Bluetooth application. Next is codeless telephoning, which connects a handset and its local base station. So whatever the codeless phones you are using at your home, it is using the Bluetooth application that provides the communication without using the cable or wire. Next is intercom. So intercoms are used generally in offices in a particular range of communication in your rooms. This is the digital walkie-talkie concept. Next is headset. This allows hands-free voice communication. After that, the next is object push. So this provides a way to exchange simple objects. Next and important is file transfer. Mainly, Bluetooth is used for file transfer purpose. So you transmit images, documents wirelessly using Bluetooth, which is providing a more general file transfer facility. After that, the next is synchronization. So most important, Bluetooth provides a synchronization between the available devices or connected devices. So this permits a PDA, that means personal digital assistant, to synchronize with another computer. So these are the 13 applications for Bluetooth which we have seen and the description for each and every application. You all are aware about this basic applications of Bluetooth. Now let's move to the next, that is Bluetooth protocol stack. Now Bluetooth protocol stack is the architecture which is indicated over here. Here in this protocol stack, the physical layer has the physical radio over here. Above the physical layer, the Bluetooth protocol stack has the data link layer in which we have the baseband communication, that means original electrical equivalent communication. After that, there is a link manager over here in LLC, that is logical link control, which has the adaptation protocol. Above that, there is a middle layer between the application layer and data link layer. that has the control field. It has the service discovery field, which we have seen earlier in the application. Then there is a telephony. Then RF communication field is there. Then other LLC is also there. And the first one here is audio. So audio file transmission is also there in the middle layer and the data link layer. And the last in application layer, the Bluetooth protocol stack has the applications or profiles, which we have seen earlier that were 13 applications or profiles. So this is the Bluetooth protocol stack that you need to remember, which is important. I repeat again, in Bluetooth protocol stack, physical layer is there, data link layer is there, middleware layer is there, and application layer is there. And according to that, the particular applications are decided in the protocol stack. Now, next is the Bluetooth frame structure. So there are basically Bluetooth frame structure having the three fields. First field is access code, which has the 72 bits. After that, there is a header field, which is 54 bits. And the last one is the data field, which is variable, which ranges from 0 to 2744 bits. Now in header field, there are the subfields, which is address field, which is of 3 bits, type field, which is of 4 bits, F field, which is of 1 field, A field, which is of 1 field, S field, which is of 1 field, and last one is checksum field, which is of 8 bits. So here the 18-bit header is repeated 3 times, which will give a total of 54 bits header structure. Okay. Here F, A and S stands for framing, acknowledgement and supervisory purposes. Okay. This is the Bluetooth frame structure. Now, I hope that Bluetooth architecture, its applications, its protocol stack, its frame structure is clear to you now. You need to remember the Bluetooth frame structure as well. How many fields are there, which is of which field, how many bits, what are the subframe structures, and all of that. Okay, these are the references for this. Thank you. Thank you for listening.